Alright guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a very long time since I've uploaded. Apologies, I've been busy, but we're back with videos. I'm going to be trying to get as close to daily uploads as possible. We're going to be uploading a couple videos a week for the foreseeable future, so stay tuned for that. But today what I thought we would do is have a look at the Premier League restart, because we're almost at the end of the season. There will be plenty of end of season content coming out for the Premier League, so stay tuned for that in the coming days. But because there's just one game to go for each team, and the restart's been on for over a month now, I thought it'd be a good idea to have a look at how every team has done since the restart, and whether they've done well, they've overachieved, or whether they've just been playing awful. They've got Team Maker here, very reliable of course for these sorts of videos. I've got all the Premier League teams for the season, and the categories are quality, overachieved, met expectations, underachieved, or just god awful, and there are some teams that fit into that. But before we get into it, do make sure you've hit the subscribe button with your notifications turned on. Like I said, plenty of content coming your way over the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for all of that. Yeah, like I said, I've been busy. It's hard managing loads of stuff that's been going on behind the scenes, but I am back and I'm looking forward to doing more content like this. So make sure you're subscribed, you're following me on my socials. Right, let's get into the video. So the first team that has come up are Brighton. Now, they've had a few decent results, to be fair. Like, they beat Arsenal, got a win away at Norwich. They've given themselves the gap over the bottom three and made sure they don't get relegated. Have they overachieved? You know what? I am gonna put them in overachieved. I think they've done well, to be fair. You know, they beat Arsenal, like I said. They've picked up a few good results. Got a point away at Southampton, who are obviously in form. Yeah, I think they've done well, and obviously they're going to be in the Premier League next season. Next up, Crystal Palace, straight away, god awful. They have lost, is it 7 or 8 games in a row since the restart? They've been absolutely woeful. Beat Bournemouth on their first game back, and then since then lost every game. Just shambolic. Next up, my team, Saints. I'm putting us in quality. We've just been so good. We've only lost one game, that was against Arsenal. We've had a handful of wins, a handful of draws, and we've climbed up the table. We're going to finish very close to the top half come the end of the season. So yeah, our restart has been quality. We've had Ings in red hot form once again, and we're 6 games unbeaten, which is just incredible, really. Right, on to Manchester City. I mean, met expectations, underachieved. I think met expectations because obviously you expect them to batter teams 5-0, and if you base it on this season, lose a couple games in there as well. It's a shame they lost their FA Cup semi-final, but we're keeping this just to Premier League only. Are they underachieved though? No, I'll keep it at met expectation. I mean, they've had a few dodgy defeats. I'll keep it at met expectations. Liverpool, the thing is they've had a few defeats in there. I'm going to put them in underachieved. I know they've won the league, but they were always going to win the Premier League. But given the celebrations, it seems that their eyes gone off the ball a little bit. And yeah, they've picked up a few dodgy defeats in there. I mean, they got battered by City. Yeah, I'm going to say they were underachieved. Norwich, god awful. I think they've lost all their games or something like that. They're relegated by a good margin. Yeah, don't need to talk about them much. West Ham, they picked up a few big wins, to be fair, against Chelsea and Watford. You know what, I'm going to say, the thing is, that's what I expect of West Ham. But based on what they've done this season, it's kind of in the overachieved bracket. Mikel Antonio's been in great form. I'll put them in overachieved. I think they've done well. Aston Villa, well, it looked like they were doomed, really, at the start. I mean, they were losing every game and then have picked up 2 massive wins recently against Crystal Palace and Arsenal. I don't think I can put them in overachieved. I think met expectations. It looks like they'll stay up now, but yeah, I think met expectations. They've probably done what they were doing before we went into lockdown. Manchester United. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I would have definitely put them in quality, overachieved. Now, I'll keep them in quality. I think, you know, Bruno Fernandes has been great again. Martial's been one of the best players in the league since the restart. I mean, they're still unbeaten as well. They're on this ridiculous unbeaten run. So yeah, I'll give them a quality place. Now Everton, I'm not sure. Like, it could go in a few of these because they started quite well and then they've picked up a few dodgy results and they've looked pretty average. Have they underachieved? I think they've done what we would expect them to do. Pick up a couple of wins, a few draws here and there, but they're on the beach. You know, they're quite disappointing. You know what, I'm going to put met expectations, but that could be a bit generous. Now, Sheffield United, of course, they set themselves a very, very high standard this season. Looked like they were going to finish in a European place. They haven't done that. They've kind of bottled it. I think god awful is a bit unfair, but definitely underachieved. But, you know, they were doing so much better before the lockdown period. Burnley, you know, they've looked quality actually. Yeah, I think that one's quite easy. They've climbed the table. They're going to finish in the top half, which is completely underrated. You know, not a lot of people are talking about Burnley at the moment. They've picked up some big results. Yeah, no, they deserve the quality place, I think. Now on to Chelsea. A few dodgy defeats here and there, but overall they look good. Pulisic has been one of the best players in the league. But I think that's what you'd expect from Chelsea. I think met expectations. I don't think you can say they've overachieved since the restart, because they've pretty much done what they've been doing all season. Lost a few, won a good few. Now Arsenal, I think, at the start you could definitely put them in god awful. Can you even, you know, it's between underachieved and met expectation. They've picked up some good results recently. Lost in the derby recently though. Lost to Brighton at the beginning. Got smashed by City in their first game. I think, I mean, based on what they've done this season, yeah, I guess it is met expectations, because that's what we've kind of come to expect with Arsenal. Would you say underachieved? Nah, I'll put them in met expectations. I think just. Now Bournemouth, they've got a big win against Leicester and a draw against Spurs, but that's pretty much it. I'm going to say god awful. You know, they've hit the self-destruct button a little bit, and it looks like they're going to be going down. Yeah, they really haven't had a good restart at all. I mean, when you lose 4-1 at home to Newcastle, the alarm bells got to start ringing. And then Leicester, really disappointed with Leicester since the restart actually. You know, it looked like Champions League a couple months ago was pretty much wrapped up for them, but they've completely bottled it, and it goes to the final day and they have to beat Man United to get that top 4 spot. I think I can't put them anywhere else. It's got to be god awful. They have not been good enough. And then on to Watford. Like Bournemouth, they've kind of pressed the self-destruct button a little bit, and yeah, they look like they're going to be going down as well. I can't say underachieved. I think it has to be god awful for them as well. That, like I said, press the self-destruct button. And they won 2 big games against Norwich and Newcastle, but you know, losing that game to West Ham, they were so poor. Yeah, I think god awful. Newcastle, I mean, it's between these two. They haven't been awful, but they picked up some good results at the start. Have dropped off a little bit recently. I'm going to put them in underachieved. I think we kind of expected them, based on what they were doing before lockdown, to finish maybe 11th, 12th, 13th. I think they're going to finish around 13th, 14th. I don't know about that. Maybe met expectations. It might be harsh to put them in underachieved. No, I'll put them in underachieved. I think they could have done a bit better. Right, next is Spurs. I mean, they've picked up some good wins recently. Obviously got a North London derby win over Arsenal. The thing is, I don't think you can say it's overachieved though. They've had a handful of wins, but that's what you kind of expect from Spurs. I mean, obviously this season they've been way below par. It's between these two, met expectations or overachieved. I'm going to say they've met expectations. I think, you know, you expect Spurs to win a handful of games. And to be fair, before the restart, at one point it looked like they might even get that top 4 spot and bottled it again. Looks like they'll finish maybe in the Europa League spot if they finish 7th, which obviously isn't what they want, but it's better than nothing, I guess. And then on to Wolves to wrap it up. I think they've been quality, to be fair, or overachieved. No, I think quality. Oh, I can't decide in this one. I'm going to put them in overachieved, actually. They lost to Arsenal, which was a bit of a dodgy result, but they've brushed aside some teams. I mean, against Everton a few weeks ago, they were class. Dominant against Villa. I haven't watched much of Wolves actually, to be fair, since the restart, but you know, look, they're not getting that Champions League spot that they would have wanted, but to finish in the top 6, if that's where they're gonna be come the end of the season, you know, that's a massive achievement for them. So there we have it, guys. That is me ranking all Premier League teams since the restart. Let me know what you think of my decisions. Some of them, yeah, could be a bit dodgy, so let me know in the comments what you think and where you would have put all these teams. If you have enjoyed the video, remember to leave it a like, subscribe with your notifications turned on if you're new, follow me on my socials, and I'll see you very soon for another video.